Good afternoon. Welcome to Coinology. Today we're going to be breaking down and taking apart a Bitmain Antminer L3++. This is also applicable to an L3+. We're going to be going over overclock settings. We're going to be going over software, fans. Can you guys do me a favor though? Go ahead and subscribe, like, comment below. Really appreciate it. Let's jump in. The first thing that I want to talk about is going to be your hash rate versus power consumption. Now, there's a lot of myths out there. There's a lot of Reddit threads. In my experience, the best that you are going to get is 504 terahash at 660 watts. However you do that, that's your business. I personally really like Hive OS. BlissZ can give you a similar product, but in my opinion, for ease of use, the Hive OS software is the best. You can find that right on their website at hiveon.com. Essentially, the only way to lower this power consumption is special know-how and special equipment, and you do that by modifying the power supply. That's something that's not done easily. It's not cost effective, and there is a lot of know-how that goes into it. This is the way to go. Go with Hive, guys. Now, I don't know how you feel about the future of the Bitmain Antminer L3, but I think that this thing is going to be profitable at least one more Bitcoin cycle. Now, as far as the actual mining software, that can sometimes be a challenge. I have found that it's easier than the BlissZ software. Essentially, what you're going to do is just go to Hiveon's website, hiveon.com, select Antminer L3. You're back on this page. If you go right here, this web upgrade package, the .tar.gz, that is what you want to go ahead and download and actually go into the miner configuration and upgrade your Antminer. You're going to use this. If this does not work, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to the installation instructions on Hiveon, scroll down, where is it? And right here, if there's an error for the cannot find signature, then what you're going to do is you're going to download this file and you're going to go ahead and perform it first. When you go ahead and run that image, then it's going to give you another error. You'll go back to the Hiveon software, choose that file, and it will install. In my experience as well, I have had issues with the Antminer L3++ taking on that Hiveon software. So what you can do is if you go back to this page where the actual software content is, you can load up an SD card and just pop it in. That's what I'm going to have to do with this new Antminer L3++ that I just got. Now, as far as overclocking goes, these are your best settings. I mean, like I said, unless you're adjusting power supplies and bringing the amps down with special tools, this is your best setting. You're going to stay on this until you're, profitable, and then you can crank it up down to here, when you're in a bull run. There is manual overclocking, which you can do in the Hive software. You can adjust the voltage, and you can adjust the frequency of each hash board. These chains are hash boards, essentially. This requires a greater knowledge of overclocking. It's at your own risk. Me personally, I've burnt out 2 Antminer L3s messing with this. Obviously, I've gotten some better settings, maybe a little bit better as far as power consumption goes. But for the most part, I would just stick with the basic L3 Hiveon or BlissZ software. This is just about the best you're going to get without those major power supply upgrades. Right here we have a L3++, as you can see. I just received this in the mail. I'm currently waiting on a new power supply and another hash board. This unit's not currently working, but I did want to go ahead and take this apart and kind of just show you the components. Everything on this is replaceable. Everything on this is disposable. These machines are built to be extremely simple. On the front, you have obviously your front case fan. You have 4 bolts holding that in place. You can take this whole fan out, swap it out, whatever you want to do. On the back side, you have the fan on the back, which is attached to this plate, which actually just bolts up to the back of the unit. So you have that as well. Up top, you have the control board. Control board with these 2 pins out can actually slide just right out. Almost got it. You get the point. It's replaceable. If you get a virus, if you have issues with software, you can always just chuck this out and get a new one. And they're pretty inexpensive. You have the ribbon cables. These attach the actual control board to the ASIC chips. Plug in right here, obviously. Plug that in. That's what gives a connection to the actual computer. Let's move this out of the way. Inside now, you have 4 hash boards. These 4 hash boards are also replaceable and they're repairable. I recommend just buying a new hash board. They're plentiful in China. You can order them. These just slide right out. Obviously, if you buy an L3++, it should actually say right here. L3++. This is the L3++ board. If you have an L3+, obviously it should say L3+. This thing's pretty dirty. We're gonna go ahead and give this thing a deep cleaning here in the next video. But essentially that is your miner. It's just not a lot to it, really simple. This is just a case, a metal case. You can pull this all apart, clean it, which is what, like I said, we'll be doing in the next video. So, let's talk about fans, guys. So this right here, this is gonna be a stock Antminer L3 fan unit. Now, this thing right here, this cover, it's meant to protect from all kinds of like dust and particles. You don't really need it in most settings. Take this off. This thing is going to create so much more noise than the machine actually needs to make. So just take this off, throw it away. Now, this fan, they're okay if you turn down obviously the fan RPMs. It's okay. It's not great. You can live with this fan. Now, if you want the best, throw this away. Buy yourself one of these. This is a Noctua. It's the NF12 model. These fans have rubber fastenings. They have special fan blades that actually allow for almost silent operation. There is a setting that you need to run on the Antminer software or the Hive software to get these to work. I will show you how to do that, but this is the way to go. Throw this guy out, throw this way, 100%.
Really quickly, guys, I did just want to go over how to get your aftermarket
Noctua, or if you have another fan you want to use to actually work with your L3 miner. In most cases, the L3 miner will actually reject any sort of aftermarket fan. So what you're going to have to do is go to the miner general configuration on your Antminer. Obviously, if you use HiveOS or you use Bliss, it's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be identical as far as the miner general configuration goes. What you're going to do is go down here to the setup. You're going to see information about the fans, but it's missing immersion cooling. So what you're going to do is go over here to miner status, click miner status, click back over to miner configuration. So we have this page again, and go down to the bottom. That immersion cooling setting will now have appeared. You're going to go ahead and select yes. Apply the settings, allow your miner to restart. At that point, any 4-pin fan will then work with your Bitmain Antminer. Obviously, you're doing this at your own risk. Your Antminer explodes, catches on fire, overheats. That is your fault. This is just how I do it. Okay, guys, we've talked about things like the power supplies. We talked about fans. We've talked about, what our expectations should be for the mega hashes, for the wattage. We've talked about the software. One thing we haven't talked about, though, is the future of the L3 Plus and, what its profitability is. 14 cents? You're looking at negative 87 cents a day. That's a $1.35 in Digibyte and Doge, 121 in Bitcoin, and $1.18 in LTC and Doge. Today, Doge is kind of in the ground. LTC is doing all right, but I think that these have, I think that both of these will double. This is obviously, none of this is financial advice. I'm not telling you what to do. You're doing this at your own discretion, but I think that there is a future for these L3 Pluses. I'm now seeing them as low as $150 with a power supply. I think with a couple modifications, getting this hash rate, this power, it's awesome, especially for the money. You really can't beat this miner, and I would definitely recommend them. I hope that this video is helpful. I hope that we've been able to go through kind of how this machine is set up and how it should work. I hope it breaks the ice for you. Obviously, this is an older machine. It's made back in 2017. But yeah, if you have any questions, comments, go ahead and shoot me a DM, or you can put something in the comment section below. As always, just subscribe, like, super appreciated. And we will see you on the next one. We're going to go ahead and pull apart this Antminer completely and refurbish it. I can't wait to go ahead and do that with you guys. Have a great day. Peace.